As you're all aware, we came through an election in August this year, and during electioneering period, we, as UDM government, we made some commitment to the people of Mandera that we're going to support education in terms of bursary or school fees support. And you're also aware that we are in a very difficult situation now. You all interact with public. You are actually people who understand the problem of Mandera currently. We're in a very severe drought. We had 4 failed rainy season, and the 5th one is it's not even looking good currently. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. And Mandera being a pastoralist community, the communities in Mandera have lost over 90% of their livelihood. You always interact with parents, you struggle with them, sending children home, going into an agreement with them, paying in installment. And even those days are even better because they were able to take the animals to the market and then pay fees. Now the situation is very dire. We're even struggling saving lives. So this is actually the most important time to do this intervention, apart from whatever we are doing in terms of saving lives, in terms of food supplies and other mitigation. School fees is actually going to be one of the most difficult, and the schools will be the most affected. Last week, you have seen on papers that over 260-something school learners are out of school in Mandera County. I don't know how that statistics is correct, but Mandera is the highest, even worse than Turkana and other counties. So why I call you here today is just to engage and discuss how we can attend to this emergency situation. We have been thinking subsidizing secondary school fees for now. When I said we subsidize, depends on so many factors. Of course, we are aware of the capitation by national government, which is about 22,000 plus. And then as a county, we also want to do the same. In our manifesto, we said up to the maximum of 20,000 per child in boarding school. And we want to discuss on what we're going to do with day schools, because most of the students in day schools come from a very humble background. Some people tend to say that secondary schools are free, but we live in Mandera, and we know parents have been supporting, whether in terms of lunch or whatever it is. So we cannot exclude that category, because excluding day school means putting a lot of pressure on the boarding school. So our engagement today is how can we discuss even issues on and the fee structure, because we have over 16,000, 17,000 students in Mandera County. That's not a small number. And we are not preparing a new budget. We are just trying to make savings from the budget, which actually be done by the previous government, and see how we can actually save this situation. So mine is one, we just want to hear from you how best we can implement that. And 2, there's no need of having a huge amount in debt. You know, we have been a student also. And of course, fees has never been paid to 100%. The average means from 60 to 70%. And there's no point of having a huge debt in the books when you cannot realize. So we need us to discuss, see how we can allow our learners to be in school comes January, inshallah, so that we give parents a break, and then we look at the most deserving cases now going forward. But for January, we want just to accommodate everybody because of the drought or the current situation we have and the timing. So we really wanted you to also be considerate, see how we can reduce the fees apart from the capitation by national government. We agree on a figure, and then we agree on how best we're going to disperse. Then the accuracy of the data we have, we just want to deal with the exact numbers because the resources are very limited. We don't have a lot of money. Basically, that's why we call you here.
Our governor, just on brief, we have 59 secondary schools, of which 41 are boarding schools. We have 312 primary schools. On our performance, I want also to touch on performance because that is very important. Our performance on both primary and secondary. The last time we did examination was March. What we had here was A minus, we had no A in plane. A minus was one child from one of the schools who had A minus. B plus, we had 20 students. B plane, we had 122. B minus, we had 423. C plus was 847. C plane was 945. C minus was 643. D minus was 459. D plane was 289. D minus 213. E was 41. And then for X was 11. Y we had 0. U we had 4. We had a mean score of 5.2836 compared to the previous year, which was 4.1336. So that was a bit of improvement. So generally our performance was not bad. Always we had upward trend, Your Excellency. So we have few challenges as far as education is concerned. Insecurity is one of the challenges. Although that one is in the docket of the national government, actually we have a big challenge as far as security is concerned. The schools cannot be monitored. Principals and teachers cannot move freely. Actually, we have a very big challenge. I want to request, we have no funds for monitoring schools. That is a big challenge with us. These days, the ministry does not give us money. The fuel is not there. So we have a big challenge as far as monitoring is concerned. We need a bit of money for joint assessment, TAC, ministry, and the county together so that we cover all the schools, including ECD.
For purposes of those who have not known me, I'm Dr. William Yator, the TAC County Director, Mandera. What we really need, I've already done some research. We need enough personnel. Your Excellency, I'll submit to you a report before the end of this term. The number of teachers we need in Mandera County for us to operate. And I'm really happy to mention to you, Our Excellency Governor, what you have done. This is the beginning. A good beginning will always be a good end. If you start with education the way things are now, this is the way to go. It is the cornerstone of your leadership.
I am Ali Hassan, the chairman, Kenya Secondary Schools Heads Association, Northeastern, and also chairman, Mandera County. So His Excellency, we are not taking this function or this meeting for granted. In fact, on behalf of our principals, I take this opportunity to thank you from our heart. In fact, education is a pillar in this society. So it's not every leader that knows education as a pillar, that takes education as a pillar. So we appreciate you for taking this opportunity and taking whatever you have promised during your campaigns serious and making sure that it is implemented. As Kesha, we thank you for the bursaries, and we are ready to work with you give you maybe whenever, when it is necessary, to give you maybe the data that is required in time. So when we come to the bursary now, the main issue that brought us here is the bursary. Maybe any other thing, maybe we'll have any other meeting later, maybe in the 5 years. We have 4 categories of schools in secondary schools. The first category is we have 2 national schools. 2 national schools. Their fees is about 47,000 yearly. Then we have another category. The second category is extra county schools. We have 4 schools in that category, and their fees, yearly fees, is 40,000 per child. Then we have the county schools. That's the third category, and all boarding schools come under this. So they are 30,000 Kenya shillings per year. And then the last category is sub-county schools. These are day schools. We charge 4,000 shillings per term, so 12,000 per year. That is lunch. It's not fees, but the lunch for students. Per term, 4,000 shillings. And we receive some money from the government, the national government, as schools. That's free day secondary school funds. But whatever is written on papers is not true on the ground. Yes, people are aware that we are given 22,200, and yes, that is not true. That does not come to schools. There are deductions, there are funds that are retained. For example, tuition, we don't receive textbooks. It is the government that retains that money, and it is in the 22,000. There is NHIF, EduAfya. It is deducted and retained in government, and then it is still in the 22,000. We have activities, sports, and other activities, Simase. All those monies are deducted and retained in the ministry. So whatever we receive, in fact, this year, what we have received is about 9,700 shillings for the whole year. This current year. So we have a lot of challenges when it comes to funding run of schools. In fact, if there is anybody in this county who is frustrated, is the principal. Right now, as we speak, as example me, as I stand in front of you, and all the principals are just like me. We don't have December salary for our workers. Then the other thing is we have BOM teachers. Teachers that are employed by the school board. And the least school has 6 BOM teachers today as we speak. And these BOM teachers, the least earns 20,000 shillings. And our parents, even when they were not drought, they are not good in paying fees. So we have difficulties. Assume a school has 6 BOM teachers, each 20,000 shillings per month is 120,000. For example, a school like Mandela Secondary School has about 23 BOM teachers. And we are paying the 23 BOM teachers from the little we got from the government, the funding from the government. So our parents are not paying 1 shilling extra. Because if you go to other counties or other places, there is BOM salary in their fee structure. But us, we don't have. So we pay from the little that we get. And most of these BOM teachers, we support them. These are teachers who are training. They are in colleges and universities. 20,000 in our idea hawa sana. Because they used to pay for their fees in colleges and universities. And there are so many that we have, after they have completed, we have absorbed them. They are in the teaching fraternity today, teaching our schools. Like in Buruburu Day Secondary School, we have 20 teachers. And in fact, 18 of the 20 teachers are locals. These are teachers who learned through these programs. BOM, they were in this school for more than 6 years. So they completed their universities. We have been supporting them. So we have also those challenges.